Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Pinky Promise Edition. Pinky's Promise, that's right. This is the dedication edition of the Pinky Hooks channel called Pinky Promise in dedication to my dear friend, Barbara Hirzel. Blair, am I saying that right? I need to hear y'all say it because I always think that I'm, I'm pretty sure I would like to think that I'm pronouncing it right. Yep. So yes, this is our second edition of the Pinky Promise dedication of Barb. And one thing that you guys need to know about Barb is she liked granny squares. Yes, she did. But before we get into that, let me just say, if this is your first time stopping by, okay, and you're like, okay, what is a Pinky Promise, okay? So this is my channel. I am Pinky Hooks. Well, I am Shania Lancaster, aka Pinky Hooks, and you have been lucky enough to fall into the Pinky Promise edition. Pinky Promise is the dedication, like I said, to my dear friend Barb, and who passed away earlier this year. And my promise was to keep moving forward and to make one pink creation a month, because Barb was crazy. I'm talking about she was addicted to pink. She just loved it. And so every time I see the world in pink now, I know I was supposed to be dressed in pink, y'all, but I had a harsh reality when I went into my closet. I realized that I don't own anything pink for spring, summer. I only own stuff for pink, in the fall and the winter. And I'm sorry, I just could not. I mean, I guess I probably could have hiked up my air conditioner more and then put on the fan. But when I get overheated, my hands flare up. And so, yeah, so I will be buying some pink t-shirts or whatever. Actually, I got a surprise coming for y'all. Hopefully it'll be done for the next Pinky Promise or whatever. And I think y'all might like what I'll be wearing. But anyway, yeah, so with all that said, that's for the newcomers. So everybody else and the newcomers, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to see you guys back. Yeah, so like I said, if you did not know, Barb loved granny squares, okay? If you go back to the memorial, video, the farewell video, the pictures that Barb, she had her creations on and a couple of the pictures, and you could tell she worked in granny squares, and I mean, she just loved them. Me, on the other hand, love-hate relationship. Yep. So this is like the perfect thing to do for her. Now, me trying to be all slick about it and trying to show off some skills, which I'll let you guys be the judge of it at the end of this video. I tried to pick like an advance, and it's going to show. Yep. So anyway, let's take a look at the tools that you will be needing for this. Again, this is like an advance, so my beginners, if you are just learning crochet, you might want to sit this one out, but feel free to give it a go. You don't become advanced until you keep trying something harder than the last thing that you did. Yeah, we all in agreement with that? Great, lovely. Let's get started. Okay, guys, so for this tutorial, I'm telling you right now, you're going to need 2 colors. It is so important that you do 2 colors because at the very end, you will see why you need 2 different colors. I don't want you to attempt this particular granny square with 1 color, okay? I'm trying to tell you, because you'll see by the time we get to round 4. Nevertheless, the 2 colors that I have chosen, Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn, of course. This color right here is called Hot Rose. Okay, so it's a real nice, opaque type of pink, hot pink, right? And then my other favorite, I Love This Yarn, the Prince series. This was actually in the drawing for Barb's birthday, and it's called Drizzle Me This. As you can see, it is very, 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 very light pink, but it has speckles of like a hot pink and purples and stuff like that. Kind of matches my little ring. Y'all like that? And for this, please, okay, make sure that you have some stitch markers, okay? And you will need, I'm working this in a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeters, and make sure that you have your dandy scissors on hand. All right, so with that said, let's get started. So for round one, what we want to do is, hold on, let me fix my lens real quick. There we go. What we want to do is chain 4. Now, of course, you guys know that I do not do the magic ring. I just do a knot. So I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And now what we want to do is you want to count back, because you really want to go to the first stitch, because you are going to put 15 double crochets into the 4th chain. Okay. From the hook. So remember, this doesn't count. So you're going to count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And you're going to put 15 into this one stitch. I know it's crazy, but you're going to do it. Okay. So that's 1. You're going right back into it's going to be super tight, y'all. You're doing 2. You're doing 3. 4. 5. And the more that you do it, you'd be surprised. That's 6. How loose it actually becomes. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. It didn't look like we was going to be able to do it, did it? But yeah, that's the beauty of fabric. It will stretch and move when you need it to. Okay, so you should have put a total of 15, making the stitch count 16. Okay, because when we did that, when we skipped that first set of 3, that first 3 skipped counted as a double crochet. So altogether, you should have 16. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you are going to join to that first double crochet at the top, and we're going to finish it off. We are literally going to cut our thread. So if you're like, how do I know the top? Remember, it was that first chain, pull it apart. And for those of you who don't understand and you're just like, I never know when I'm at the top, always just count at the base, your stitches, 1, 2, 3, you're at the top right there. I know it's hard. So you're going to go in, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. That is a slip stitch. And now you have your perfect little circle. I would advise you to pull up some yarn right there and cut it off. Okay. Pull that out. There we go. Tighten that up. Okay. That is round 1. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and you're going to grab your print color if you are following along, or whatever you have chosen to use for your second color. Okay. Okay, so now after you got your slip mark your slip marker or your stitch marker into the space. I normally will go over in front wherever I put that stitch marker in. We are going to join that second color, okay? So join that in. I normally just insert the hook and then pull up a loop, okay? And what we need to do is now chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right, this is going to count as the first double crochet. We're going to go back into that very same stitch and place in another double crochet. And what we can do, and what you can do, is you can work over your tail, okay? So now what we're going to do is double crochet into the we are actually going to put in 2 double crochets into the next double crochet. All right, so what you're going to do is go over, work over your tail. Here's the next stitch. You're putting in 2. Oh, dang nabbit. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Whew. Okay. Sorry. All right, let's try that again. Okay. All right, there we go. Sometimes working over the tail can be like a little tricky, but you good. So then after you do another set of 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, you chain 1 and then you repeat. So you will put 2 double crochets into the next 2 double crochets. In other words, in the next 2 stitches, and then you will do a chain 1. So let's start. So here's our chain 1, and now we're going to go back. Work over your tail. So you're going to put in 2. It's 1, 2. Okay. Do it again. Work over your tail the best that you can until you can't do it anymore. Another 2 and chain 1. Repeat. 2 into 1 stitch. 2 again. Chain 1. Next 2 stitches, put in 2 apiece. That's 1, 2. Go to the next one. 1, 2. Chain 1. Go next stitch. Next stitch, another 2. Watch your gauge, please. Chain 1. 1, 2. Next stitch. 1, 2. Okay. Chain 1. I had to think about it, okay. Chain 1. Here we are. Put in 2. Okay, so we did a chain 1 there. And here we are at the last one where your stitch marker is. Let me see if I can get it up in there. So pretty much there's my hidden stitch. Whew. And it shouldn't be that hard to work. It's just that my stitch marker is right there. I don't want to take it out right now. We need to put 2 in there. Okay. Now, and then you chain 1. Now, before we close this up, you should have a total of 32 double crochets around. So let's count before we move on to round 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, and you have 1, 2. Okay? 2, 2, 2. All right, and now we can go ahead and you can slip stitch into the top. 1, 2, 3, cut, come up. This is the top, slip stitch in there. Oops, I went through. Hold on. I need to go into that top of that first double crochet. Slip stitch. There you go. Okay, so now since you know you have your 32, now we can move on to round 3 using the same color, okay? So what you're going to do is now chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? In this first, where you just put the slip stitch, you're going to do a double crochet into that very stitch. All right. And in this round, or round 3, we actually do a decrease. If you've never done a decrease, it's very, very simple. Whatever the stitch that you are working on, which we are working with double crochets, I'm going to show you how to do a decrease double crochet. Okay. What you're going to do is yarn over. Okay. And we are going to go into the next stitch, which is right here. Pull up a loop, just like you're doing a double crochet. You're going to yarn over. You pull through that first 2, but you stop here. So you should have 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go to the next stitch over. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, act like you're doing a double crochet by pulling through 2. When you have 3 left on your hook, you now pull through all 3. That's a decrease because you see how it just made 1 stitch. Yep, but it has 2 double crochets together. That's a decrease, okay? So now you are going to put 2 double crochets into the next double crochet. So yarn over, do your regular 2 double crochets into that 1 stitch. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now, here comes the repeat, okay? Now, that's that chain 1 space from round 2. You're going to do 2 double crochets into the next double crochet. You're not working in that space. That's for something else, okay? So, begin the repeat by going over that space, not in it. Here's the top of the next double crochet. You want to put in 2 double crochets into that 1 stitch, and now we're going to do a decrease. So that's yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, leave that, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, only pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. There you go. And now you do 2 double crochets into the next double crochet. Here you go. 1, 2. Okay. Chain 2, 1, 2. Start over. 2 double crochets into this stitch. Not into that chain 2 space. See, I just went in there. Just do that over again. Make sure you go in that double crochet, not into the chain space. You're going to do a decrease. Again, that's yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, only pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the 3 stooges, okay? Next stitch, you're going to do 2 double crochets. Here's that next stitch. Chain 2, 1 and 2. Repeat, you're not working in there, you're working in the top of the double crochet. You're going to put in 2 double crochets. Okay? And you're going to do a decrease. So pull through 2, go into the next stitch, insert. There you go. And now into that next one, okay, you're going to put in 2 double crochets. And you're going to chain 2. Okay, it may look a little warpy. Don't worry about it. It's going to work itself out. Repeat. Okay, do not work in that space. Here is the next double crochet. Put in 2 double crochets. Yeah, do a decrease, go into that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, only go through 2, pull through 3. Next stitch, put in 2 double crochets. Chain 2. Repeat, not the chain space. Go into the next stitch, which is the top of another double crochet. Put in 2. Do a decrease, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go next door, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 only, yarn over, go through 3. There's your decrease. Now in the next stitch, put in 2 double crochets. Chain 2, 1, 2. Repeat. Do not work in that space. Skip that space, go into the next double crochet with 2 double crochets. Do a decrease, yarn over, go in, only pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, over 2, pull through 3. Next stitch, right here, put in 2 double crochets. Okay, and chain 2. Skip that space, that chain 1 space, go into the top of the next, put in 2 double crochets. Do a decrease, yarn over, okay. Next, put in 2 double crochets. Finally, chain 2. And you're going to slip stitch at the top. Now, we should have 40 stitches, so I would not finish off until you count your stitches. I'm going to take a moment to count my stitches. Hold on. Okay, so I got my 40 stitches. I had to keep counting that because I was just like, they make me mad because they're saying stitches. What they're wanting you to do is count in this book. They're saying how many double crochets did you have from round 3. And the trick is, which is, I did this square before and I forgot that they want you to count the decrease as 1. So even though you might say, okay, technically you're looking at like, oh, that's probably 2, but this right here, your decrease is counted as 1. And that's why it took me so long. I was just like, my God. Anyway, so this completes round 3, y'all. And what you want to do is you want to finish this off. I know that's really a chain 1. I always, like, after you slip stitch, you're finishing it off. I guess I should just do this. Pull it out. You know what? Let me chain up 1 because that's going to make me crazy. Just to make it secure. Okay. Snip it. We are done with this, and you're going to go back to your solid color, or whatever your color A was. Okay, so after you tie off your second color, right, you're going to go put your hook inside that same space that you did the slip stitch in. You are going to grab your color B, or I mean your first color, which was color A, your solid. Pull up a loop, okay? You have to work over your tails. This one is going to be a little bit harder to work over your tails because of what you have to do. So I'm going to go as slow as possible, folks, okay? So now since we got that up, we are on round 4 again. This is the last round. You are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now you're going to do a double crochet in that same stitch, right? So go back into that same stitch, do 1 double crochet. Yeah? Okay, that's what it looks like. So we're going to do a front post treble crochet around the first double crochet from round 1. So here's row 3, here's row 2. This is the reason why I'm telling you guys to use 2. And now here's row 1. This is the first double crochet right here. And we go right here because remember, this is where we had chained up 3. They're saying go here. Okay, so this is going to be the first double crochet. You want to yarn over 2 times. Okay, this is why you're going to have to be careful with your gauge. You're going to go all the way down here. Insert and come up behind there. There you go. Yarn over. Be very loose with your finger about your yarn. Pull up a loop. Okay, give it some slack. Pull it up. Yarn back over. Go through 2. Yarn over. Go through 2. You see how you're climbing your way back to the top? See why you need to pull up that slack? Yarn over and go through those last 2. There you go. Okay, we will tuck in all these tails. Now I know y'all like, what just happened? If you need to slow this down and put it on slow-mo, I advise you to do so. So now you're back up top, okay? What you're going to do when you come back up top, you see how close you are to that first decrease? That's what you're going to skip. And if you're like, Shiny, I can't really tell. Okay, you see those 2 are together. So if you turn it around, that's your stitch for the decrease. You're skipping that. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and double crochet into the next stitch after that. So you're skipping this stitch, you're going here, you're putting in 1 double crochet. And then the next stitch, you're putting in 2 double crochets into that same stitch. Okay? And now you're going to chain 2. Here begins the repeat, folks. You are going to do 2 double crochets into the next double crochet. So that's a chain space. So we're not working in that. So you're going to jump over that chain space. Here's your first double crochet. You're going to put in 2 double crochets. Okay. And now what you're going to do is skip the next double crochet, but you're skipping it on round 1. So you're dropping back down, right? Now see, remember, you see how it might have looked like we came far, but when you go back down, here's your treble. So skip that one, and you're going to work a front post treble crochet around this one. You skip that one. Okay, here it is. Now you're going to skip that number 2. Let me do it like this. You worked in this one. You're skipping this one. This is the one you're working on in. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, bend down, go in, pull through around the back, yarn over, be very loose, pull up nice and tall, yarn over, because we need to do this 2 times, go through 2, yarn over, nice and tall, we're growing it, go through 2, yarn over, and we're back on top. Okay? So now what you should be doing is once you get back on top, guess what you're next to? See how it's lining up? There's that decrease. We're skipping that decrease. And if you're like, I'm still confused, look where you're lined up as. So, okay, so you see this stitch right here? You see how that's covering that? Okay, there is your decrease. You're now skipping this stitch, the middle stitch right there. You just came back up. Your treble is covering this. You're skipping that. And now you're going here into that double crochet. You're going to put 1. Yeah. You're going to go next door. You're putting in 2 double crochets. Watch your gauge. Don't get happy because you're back on top and then start doing it tight again, because it will start to just crumble and fall over. Okay. After you put in those 2 double crochets, you're going to chain 2. Okay. Again, repeat. So we skip that chain space. You're skipping that chain space. You're doing 2 double crochets into the next double crochet after that chain space. So right here, folks, right there, that little hole right here, right there, put in 2 double crochets. Okay, got that? And then you double crochet into the next one. Just 1. Okay, and now we are dropping all the way back down to round 1. You need to do a front post treble. So we're going to yarn over 2 times while we're on top. You want to drop all the way down to the front, to the first round. So here was your last treble. So there's your next double crochet. We don't want that one, but we want this guy right here. You want to insert in between those 2, yarn over. Okay, pull up, pull it nice and tall, yarn over, pull through 2, tall, yarn over, pull through 2, tall, yarn over, pull through that last top. There you go. Once you're back up top, you should be next to your decrease. You are skipping that guy right there and you're going here. Okay, you're going to be putting in, after you skip your decrease, you're going to be putting in, I'm sorry, I always had to look at that, skip the round 3, double, okay, 1 double crochet, sorry. So 1, skip decrease, 1, and then the next double crochet you're putting in 2. Keep it loose, and then you will chain your 2, and you should be at that space. And this is how you know. So once you get to that space, you know that you are about to start your repeat again. Because remember, we don't work in that space. We're not working in that space. We're working in the next double crochet. So you start over again by putting 2 double crochets into this one right here. That's 1. That's 2. And then you do another double crochet into the next stitch. My hands are flaring up. Oof. Okay. And now what we're about to do is to do our front post double crochet beneath on round 1. So wrap around 2 times. 1, 2, right? Go all the way back down. Okay, you just worked in here. You're skipping this one and you are going down here between. Yarn over, pull up nice and tall. Yarn over, pull through 2, tall. Yarn over, pull through 2, tall. Yarn over again. We're back on top. When we're on top, guess where we're at? We're right next door to the decrease. We don't want that guy. We're skipping over him. But we will take that next stitch. Okay? You are going to do 1 double crochet. Remember. And then in that next stitch, you are going to do 2 double crochets. Okay, so where are you at? That chain space, we don't do anything with it. We will do the repeat. Yarn over, you're going to skip that space and work in the next double crochet by putting in 2 double crochets. Okay, you're going to put in 1 more double crochet to the next one. Okay, and now you are going to do the front post treble, wrap around twice. You're going all the way back down to the front row or round 1, right? So remember, here's your last treble. You're skipping this double crochet, right? You skipped. You're going in between there. You're going to yarn over, pull up nice and tall. Yarn over, pull through 2 tall, yarn over, pull through 2 tall, yarn over. You're back on top. Okay? So when you're back on top, you should be next to that decrease. We're skipping that. You will go into this little guy right here with 1 double crochet. Yeah? Go into the next one with 2 double crochets. You are going to chain 2. This is the repeat. Yeah, and see how it's starting to look? Wow. Like a pinwheel, kind of, sort of, you know. And you will have to block this. I mean, because I'm going to show you the first one that I did. But anyway, so we're starting to repeat again. You skip over that space. You're going to go into that first double crochet after your chain 2 space with 2 double crochets. You want to go into that next space with 1 double crochet. Okay. And now we are going to do the front post treble. You wrap around twice. You drop down to round 1. Skip that double crochet. Remember, wherever your last treble was, you're going to skip that next one and go into this one. That's the one you're working behind. Like so. Yarn over, pull up nice and tall, yarn over, pull through 2. Nice and tall, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. I'm back on top of the world, Ma. Skip that one, right? That's your decrease. And now what you're going to do is work 1 double crochet, go next door, work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 1, 2, skip that space, begin again, 2 double crochets in that next double crochet, not the chain space. One double crochet in the next stitch, yarn over 2 times to work a front post treble. We're going to drop back down again to round 1. You are skipping that one. You're going behind this double crochet. Nice and tall. Nice and tall. Go through 2. Nice and tall. Back on top, Ma. Okay. Back on top. You're next to that little crazy twins. Skip that one. That's your decrease. Go into this one with 1 double crochet. Go into that next stitch with 2 double crochets. You should be at your chain space right here. So we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Okay. We're almost there. Hang in there. Look, we are almost there. You're almost home free, folks. Begin again. After the chain space, you start off with 2 double crochets in the first available double crochet. Then you're going to go to that next stitch and you're going to work 1 double crochet. And now you're going to yarn over 2 times for your front post treble. You're going to drop all the way down to round 1. So here's your last treble. Skip that double crochet and you're working behind this guy right here in between. Yarn over, pull up nice and tall. Yarn over, pull through 2, tall. Yarn over, pull through 2, tall. Yarn over. Finally, I'm back on top, Ma. Okay. There was those crazy looking twin freaks right there. You want to skip it, right? Go here. Put in 1 double crochet. Watch your gauge. Go next door and put in twins again. 2 double crochets into that same stitch. What? Are we almost home free? Golly. Yay. And then you finish it off with 2 chains. 1, 2. And you slip stitch into that beginning at the top. So go to the top. Go to the top. With a slip stitch. Pull all the way through, y'all. Shoo-wee. Pull it nice and tall. Get your little scissors. Ugh. Cut it. Oh, my hands was flaring. My fingers was flaring up. Oh, y'all have no idea. They was really hurting. Push all this out the way. Take off your little stitch marker. I didn't think I was going to get through this. I was just like, I'm going to lose my audience. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's get all of this out the way. What is still connecting? Oh, I'm so happy to be done. Okay. All right, let me focus. Shoo! And there we have it. Now, as you can see, I know y'all like Cheyenne. Is it supposed to be like a hectagon? It's supposed to be, wait a minute, what's an octagon? Is it an octagon, hexagon? Whatever. It's supposed to have multiple, like a whole bunch of sides. It's going to look very flowery, okay? It needs to be stretched, okay? I had to block my very first one that I ever tried with a different set of colors, okay? Yes, it needs to be blocked, but this is how, once it's blocked, this is how it looks. It's really, see, this is the reason why I'm trying to tell y'all to stretch. because you're really not, it's not supposed to have a flower shape. It is not. I'm going to show y'all what it's supposed to have. It's supposed to, if you don't pull up, it's supposed to be one straight, you know, line across. And then like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show y'all the picture. But I mean, but you could make it look like a flower. Because after I blocked mine, I was just like, oh yeah, because some of them was like, you could tell it's really tight. You see how it's tight? Because it's pulling down. It's not supposed to have that, it's not supposed to have that dip like there, right there. It's pulling down. This is the reason why I could not stress enough why you needed to pull tall. So in other words, guys, it's just a matter of playing with these guys. Like, you know, like I want to master this because you can use these as, you know, like you can eventually put a square around it, I guess, and then you could go ahead and you can make a blanket or some sort or something like that. But yeah, it's interesting. I ain't gonna lie, it was challenging, y'all. Oh God, I hope y'all really I hope y'all really still with me as soon as I turn this camera around. So let me turn this camera around, because this was something else. But yeah, there you go. Pretty in pink. There you go. Whoo, y'all have no idea. That thing was hard. I shouldn't say it was hard, but it was. Yeah. It was something else. Wasn't that something else? Hoo-wee! I gotta push that thing. However, yes. So, you know, now you can see why I would say that is, so your levels are beginner, intermediate, right? What did I say? Advanced, and then they have expertise, expert, right? I would say that was an advance. I couldn't even get it out. I couldn't get it out. Yeah. I have got to practice this one. I don't know. Barb's spirit probably is saying, you know, like, ooh, you made my love of granny squares go. she might be looking down like, ooh, that might be one that I don't know, she might have shot away from it. I can't even get it out. But her spirit kept pushing me. Y'all have no idea how many takes. Y'all probably could tell by the way I had to keep going. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? As many times I've done this, and I promise you, it will get better. You got to admit that this is a granny square that is worth you practicing on, because the outcome of these, I mean, look at them. Oh, you know what? I was just like, why does everything look dark in here? And I didn't even turn on the light. There we go. Yeah, I hope that lighting's good. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, can y'all actually see yourselves like mastering this? You know? And then here's the other one. This was the first one that I did, and it took me quite some time. Unfortunately, see, I did this one last year. And I was supposed to do a tutorial on it. And then I got sidetracked with all my shenanigans and the giveaways and everything last year. And then when, you know, because I had told you guys that hopefully for the next Pinky Promise, the poncho will be done. Okay, but it was not done. And I was just like, what can I do? You know, like, and then I thought about Barb, and I was just like, you know, Barb I'm telling you, she loved granny squares. We would email each other back and forth, and she would say, why not do a granny square? And I was just like, I have a love-hate relationship, Barb, with granny squares, but she actually loved them. And my love for the granny squares is they're fun to make individually. Like, you know, I really do like them, and I really want to master them. The hate part comes in is that once you got a nice little pile of granny squares, kind of like some flapjacks, then you looking at it like, I gotta put this together. Yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, it doesn't have a name. So let me show you guys the book that I was working this particular stitch from. So I have a book by Leisure Arts, okay? It is called The 99 Granny Squares, okay? You guys see that? And so I remember when I bought this book, you know, when Barb was still here, I was telling her that, hey, you know, I'm going to start practicing granny squares more, because she would always ask me, you know, she was just like, have you ever thought about, like, you know, trying to do tutorials for granny squares and doing projects? And I would always like send her pictures from Pinterest. And I would just like, I'd be sending her tons of like, hey, check this out, check this out. And then she would always reply and say, are you going to make that? And I was just like, no, I'm just telling you to check it out. So yeah. And I really wish that I had tried to do something. So when she was here, but nevertheless, it is still an honor, and I do need to do more granny squares, and better yet, just not do granny squares, but I don't want to just do tutorials. I really actually want to make a project. I don't have enough faith and confidence in myself to think that I can pull it off, because it looks too hard to try to put it together. Like, yeah, I don't know, but I'll try. So anyway, yeah, well, you know, leave in the comments what y'all think about these. And I am so sorry, guys. I was nervous because of the fact that I knew I knew how intricate the details were. Does that make sense? And my deliverance, there we go. My deliverance was like so choppy. Because I was just like, I need to make sure that I'm talking to you guys like as if you can't see it, but whatever. So anyway, yeah, that is the pinky promise for this month. Barb's favorite thing, granny squares. Anyway, so yeah, so I don't even know what else to say. Thank y'all so much. Oh, and by the way, just like in the first pinky promise, I said that I have a Pinterest. Please follow me on Pinterest and go to the board. I have plenty of boards. Look for the board called Barb's Pink, because I am always adding new pink items to her board. It is random. It is anything you can think of. It's from clothes to nails to fashion to weird little things like foods and cakes and tractor trailers and 18-wheelers and cars and hair and contact lenses. It's anything that has pink, with the soft pink, neon pink, there's fantasy pinks, pink heavens, all kinds of pink. It's just something that I put together, you know, because like I said, now I see the world in pink. And again, I'm sorry that I don't have pink on. I was just like, I'm going to do better, because I was just like, I got pink for the winter, but I was like, I don't have any pink. Like, I have no pink at all, not even like a halter top or a cami. So yeah, I'm going to do more pink, because every time I do an episode of Pinky Promise, I want my surroundings to be pink, and I haven't gotten there, but it's okay. I will get there. Okay. God willing, I will get there. So yeah, I hope y'all like that. Thank you. Thank you. I can't even stop. I'm just all over the place, right? Because I drank 2 cups of coffee, y'all, before I started to record. And now I'm all over the place. Yeah. So yeah. So again, to Barb's family and friends, Blair and Melissa, her children, and the grandkiddies are watching, and all her family, friends, and neighbors and stuff. You know, thank you for joining me on to this month's Pinky Promise. And I'm thinking that, as y'all can see, because I never want y'all to panic and be like, oh my God, the end of the month is almost here and she has not done it. It seems like the way my schedule is running, that probably I will always be recording the Pinky Promise probably closer, either in the middle or closer to the end of the month. So I never want y'all to think that I forgot. I did not forget. How can I forget? I miss my Barb. Yes, I do. I do. So until next time, folks, y'all take care. Oh, and as always, please like this. Please like it. But don't like it if you don't like it. But I want you to like it. All right? So yes, until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all. Bye. Bye.